In the previous video, we pinballed across the unorthodox haven that was X-Step. My name is Unknown680, and we're about to enter the tricky yet funky purgatory of Clutterfunk. I feel paralyzed. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce you all to our special guest and co-host, Jordan TRS, as he'll be helping us dissect Clutterfunk here today.
Thanks for having me. Clutterfunk is my favorite RobTop level, so I'm more than happy to be talking about it.
No problem, Jordan. I'm tremendously happy to have you here, and as my first official collaborator, no less. Now, let's get into it. Upon entering the level, we're immediately taunted by two ground saw blades. They look like they could be easily cleared by input carrying. Alas, your icon just barely clips the edge of the second saw's hitbox. Literally any other greater refresh rate would allow us to save this input, and that's just harsh. We'll just have to begin an input here as normal and jump across these two saw blades. At 5%, make sure you jump off this block next to the saw as late as possible. By doing so, you can hold this input for a lot longer. Keep holding as you mirror back to normal, and let go just as you pass the spike. Continue following the mini coin paths normally, and you'll soon become mini yourself. Ensure that you're holding down as you transition, and keep holding until this point. We'll be doing a lot of holding in this section, which will benefit us significantly. Begin holding right after, and keep holding as normal. Tap where you need to as well. At 23%, you'll need to begin holding at just the right time in order to land on the right side of this blue jump pad. Make sure you interact with these two jump orbs by preemptively inputting. Doing so, you can continue holding, bounce off this jump pad, and transition into the ship while still holding. Otherwise, you jump off the ground here and not gain the height you need.
This ship part is the hardest part of the entire challenge, period, no contest. The click timings are extremely tight, and even the smallest of mistimings will mean death. Make sure to practice this part a lot, as you will need it. Once you get past the hell that is the ship part, you'll arrive at a pretty simple ball section. There aren't really any click-saving techniques for this part. Well, apart from one. Here, with the 3 yellow orbs. If you go down as late as you can, and if you click the first orb in the middle, the second one early, and the third one late, you can save 1 click. Other than those 3 orbs, there isn't anything to talk about.
Once you transition into the mini ship, you'll need to hold and release at some key points. At 54%, you'll have to fly up slightly as the ship from the ground, essentially performing a ship jump. You'll need to use 2 inputs here at 56% to reach the ceiling, as you crash with only 1 no matter how late you begin your inputs. Next, begin your hold input at such a point that you'd fly up and hit your head along one of these corner blocks. Hit your head on the ceiling, fly down, and finish the rest of the ship section as normal. Just watch how satisfying it really is to see this sequence play out in motion.
Once you exit the ship section, keep following the normal route as usual. At 80%, you'll need to jump off this block at just the right time so you barely squeeze through the spike. Next, you'll need to pre-hold to jump off this orb as soon as possible. Keep holding as you enter what I like to call the island section. This will allow you to barely make it to the first 2 jumps on this first island. You can then continue as normal until you get to the 3rd yellow orb. You have to click this orb when your icon is around the middle right of the orb. Then hold through the coin route until you have to click the blue orb. It will then be greeted by this set of orbs. You can use all of the orbs without any timings except for the last one, which you'll have to click early, but not too early. Hold this click into the next island, making sure to only jump twice. Next, you'll find yet another set of orbs. This time, there are no timings involved, so the only thing you have to do differently is hold the last orb click into the final island, making sure you only jump 3 times this time. The rest of the level is pretty straightforward and doesn't require any holding or timings.
Descending down the final staircase, we end up with a final tally of 99 inputs. Checking in with our global input counter, this brings our total up to 672. We were just barely able to stay under 100 inputs for this level, and I am super glad.
Overall, Clutterfunk was a very unique experience compared to the previous levels. The level was pretty consistent apart from the first ship part. Even when using speed hacks to slow down the game to 20%, it still gave me problems. Despite this, it was still pretty fun finding all the click saves we could, and I'm glad Unknown gave me this opportunity. But seriously, That shit part is like silent. Why is it so hard?
Before we wrap up, I'd like to give a huge shout out and thank you to Jordan TRS. He has helped out tremendously in optimizing routes for all of the levels in this challenge and has transformed the idea of this series into what it is today. Be sure to go check him out. On his channel, you'll find Geometry Dash content ranging from demon completions to parodies to reviews and much more. I'll leave links to his YouTube and Twitch in the description for you to check out. We both greatly appreciate it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Stay safe and peace out.